Okay, guys. So a very good morning to all of you. This is today. We started the second unit, and in which we discussed like two things, two of the castings, that is continuous casting and the evaporative pattern casting. Okay, so there are two, three different types of the casting is remaining: ceramic shell casting, speech casting, and vacuum mold casting. But is I said that you should go for the assignments as I have given the assignment. So whenever you will present that different types of the processes, I will also explain you. Okay, so that would save our time to complete this syllabus within time. Okay, so that's why I have started. Today we are starting the unit number 5, and this similar unit number 5 will be for the other subject, that is fundamentals of manufacturing processes. This is also the open elective that I am teaching to the other students. Okay, so you should consider that whatever this is the same syllabus of both the units. Okay, because both are based on the additive manufacturing. Before, if you will see the syllabus, then the name of that is written as like rapid manufacture, rapid prototyping, rapid prototyping, and rapid manufacturing. Okay, what is the meaning of rapid? Rapid means fast. Okay, so this is we what we are doing is we are making whatever the prototype or whatever the manufacturing once prototype is completed. This process is very fast. Okay, because okay, I will explain you. So this is the simple. Nowadays we are calling it as a additive manufacturing. Okay, why we are calling it? Because whatever the materials that we are manufacturing through this technology, there is no wastage. Okay, if we are going to the straightforward, like we are like I'm a very good engineer, and I know the how to make a CAD modelings, and after that if I'm going for the manufacturing purpose, then there is a very less chance to be mistaken. Okay, in the tolerances and all these things, dimensions, surface, dimensions especially. Okay, and tolerance that we are keeping. So it's a very rare chance that whatever the part that we have manufactured, that will be like scrap material or wastage of that. Okay, so that's why we are calling it as a additive manufacturing, because whatever the material, additive means we are regularly adding. Okay, and there is a no machining. Okay, there is no casting, there is no machining. Whatever the material that we are doing, we are just adding. Okay, now what is how we are adding, that we will discuss in this one. So let's start. So just I'm briefing you before starting these techniques, that to shorten the learning curve. Basically, if we are talking about the lathe machine, then number of operations we can perform on the lathe machine. Means if we are talking about the conventional machining operations. So if we are talking about the lathe machine, if we are talking about the milling machine, if we are talking about the shaper or grinding, a very skilled labor is required. Okay, if here in additive manufacturing also skilled worker is required, but let's talk about the conventional machining first. So in conventional machining, the skilled labor is required, and if if a skilled worker is not working on that, then there is a chances to the to be the product will be defective. Okay, there is a more chances, and also there is a chances to damage, or there will be a loss of life if there will be any such kind of accident is there. So that's why skilled labor is required for the conventional machining operation. So we have to provide the trainings. Okay, and sometimes if a worker is working in an organization, and after learning all these things, if he or she will left, then there will be a loss of money. So again, we have to provide the trainings to the uh, workers. So in like this is the whatever the things that is written over here, what I have discussed with you. And if we are talking about the traditional machining operations, by the way, here if we talk about the additive manufacturing, then here also uh, a trainer is required. Basically, whatever a trainer means, like students. Okay, for an example, students are there. So to teach the students, only a teacher is enough. Okay, now it's up to the students ability, that what they are learning, how much they want to learn. Okay, so this is additive manufacturing. Like if I simply take an example of 3D printing technology. Okay, then this 3D printing is like first of all, we are taking this. we are making basically a CAD model, and that CAD model is saved into the STL format. There is a like how we save the files into PDF or JPEG file, okay, PNG files. Similarly, there is the STL format is there. I will explain that what is this STL format is, okay, later on. So we are just converting this, we are just saving that file into this STL format, and then we are using the 3D printer softwares. Then what they are doing is basically whatever the STL format is there, they are converting it basically into the G codes or M codes file. Okay. Now, why this G code M code is required? I hope that you had gone through the CNC part. If you are not gone through, there is no need to worry. I will little bit explain you. Okay. So then what we are doing is after the converting of this G code M code files, we are just giving the command to the 3D printer. So whatever the shape, the models or prototype we have to create, once this process will be done, after that it will be printed on a 3D printer. Okay. So I'm expecting that at the end of this unit, everyone should make the model into the SolidWorks, and we will print it on a 3D printer. Okay. So let's discuss about more things. That is traditional manufacturing. What is the traditional or conventional machining processes or manufacturing processes? So conventional machining processes are these. We can say like this is the casting. These like such kind of things we are parts we are producing through the forging. This is the welding. Okay. These are the operations that is done by the milling operations. This is on the lathe, shaft tape, step shaft. Okay. This is also the manufacturing. Like manufacturing means either we can go for a machining. If it is a large size, then we can go for a casting. Okay. So these are basically the traditional process. So before going into the how it works, basically first look what it can do. Okay, means how the what the additive manufacturing is done. Let's think about that, what where we can use it. Okay. One more thing I want to mention here is I attended around 2 months 3 months back, I attended the online future skill training on 3D printing and design from IIT Hyderabad, in IIT Hyderabad. So maximum of these slides belongs to that. Okay, but it is not the directly copy pasted. I prepared my own slides. Okay, that what is needed for you guys. Okay, so these are basically the some of the parts, like this such kind of design. Okay, this is kind of lamps is here. This is lamps. This is like bellies, girls. Okay, what they are wearing. This is also the belly only. Okay, but this is the heel kind of things. This is a heel kind of things, and this side this is a belly. Okay, this is the turbine blades. Okay, and this is the motherboard. Okay, this is the printing actually of the motherboards, and these are the rings, that different types of the rings we can manufacture through this additive manufacturing. Nowadays if we talk about, if this we talk about this house, then this is the 3D printed house. And especially like what technology we are using 3D printing. Okay, Dubai is basically has started the manufacturing the houses in using the 3D printing technology. Okay, so these are such kind of the houses that is constructed by the 3D printing technology. These are basically the jewelries. So nowadays, like gold is the cost is very high. Okay, and nobody want to very few people has the money to earn get the gold. So what like poor people, they are what purchasing the artificial jewelries, and this is the trend is going on right now. Okay, so we can just print these necklace or jewelries from the 3D printing, and we can just coated the gold layer on that, so it will looks like gold has weird. Okay, so such kind of jewelries, this techniques is using. We are using these technologies. Okay, these are the like turbine, the hydraulic turbine shafts or propellers or the cases. Okay, so these can be manufactured. This is the assembly of pipes. If like wherever like complex shapes or complex passages of the for the water flow or the fluid flow we have to provide, then if it is we are unable to manufacture through the conventional machining, then we can use the 3D printing into that. Okay, so, and this is like if you will see, then this is the surgical instruments where we are using medical instruments, we can say. So this is like a ear, what ear rings, the peoples who are like who have a problem, the tendency to hear the hearing is decreasing along with the time, along with the age. So they are using the machine into that, okay, into the ear. Okay, so earrings ear over the ear they are mounting. So that part is also like printed by the 3D printing technologies. If whatever the shapes if we are talking about our university buildings or any of the apartments towers, if we are building, okay, before that we have to present that how we are constructing exactly, okay, how many floors are there where we will mount the lifts. So these kind of geometries is also nowadays created by the 3D printing technologies. Okay. Apart from this, this is paper shop. Okay, so paper shop is we are using the paper shop. Paper shop means that is mounted on a cloth. Okay, so cloth and that is a combination of cloth and the paper. Okay, so cloth, paper, and like plastic, polystyrene, or we can say like something like that. So they are basically over that mounted the soap. Okay, so once we are putting the water on that, the soap is coming out, and rest amount, whatever uh, the cloth or that plastic material is there, we are just throwing into the dustbin. So if it is containing the plastic, then definitely there will be a chances to damage, means there will be chances of wastage, pollution, and the animals those who are eating, there is also risk taking tendencies should be there for that. So what we are doing is we are just creating a small 1 layer of like nylon or PLA materials, like nylon we can say. Okay, so that is over that basically we are uh, lapping the soap, and once the soap is done, now we can just throw it into the dustbin. But again, whatever the nylon is there, the shape will not change. So if the shape is not changing, we can reuse it. Okay, we can mount another layer of soap on that. So like that we can reutilize these processes. Okay, this is the this is basically the clothes that is wearing for the galas by the women. So these are basically based on nylons that is also manufactured by the 3D printing, large size 3D printers. Okay, this is the skull part. Generally, as I mentioned, that surgical instruments or medical equipments mostly nowadays is manufactured by the 3D printers. Okay, here's bone joints. Okay, so this is in the knee. Basically, we are mounting if with that time. Basically, there is a uh, as weight is increasing, age is increasing, so there people will walk very less, and because of that, uh, there will be a breakage in the joints. So to avoid that, we are just going for the surgery, and we are using these things. Okay. Apart from this, like these are the teeth. These are teeth are also uh, we are mounting. We are manufacturing by the 3D printers. Okay, these are just engineering models. Okay, you can see these type of the models in the our theory of machines labs. This is nothing but the jewelry parts or the figurines, we can say, like very small baby or something like that, toys we can say. Okay, this is this is the chocolates. Okay, the dairy milk that we are eating. Okay, so this is the chocolates is basically manufactured by 3D printers nowadays. Okay, so whatever the it's kind of like a syringe, you can say. Okay, in which we are filling the dairy milk material. Okay, the chocolate material, and then we are moving whatever the requirements or whatever the shape that we have to create. And this is basically the ice cream, we can say. This is a pastry. Over that we have mounted this ice cream. Okay, this is a cream. So this is also we can print through the 3D printers. Okay, so this is the like flower. This flower is basically made up of through the uh, 3D printer only. Okay, this is a chocolate flower. Okay, now how does it actually work? So this is the nothing but the applications that we have discussed, so that where we can use it. So if we talk about maximum of you are aware about these things, if you have any children in your home, or if you had done these kind of activities at home in the child is. Okay, so these are this is these kind of the block. If I'm talking about this pink one, then these kind of the blocks, if you will see in this side, there outside from the surface outside bubbles are there. Okay, outside bubbles are there. So if you will see on the other part, then here it's inside. So what we are doing is basically we are manufacturing such type of the blocks, and these blocks will be attached. Okay, after once after the manufacturing, we this can be attached. Okay, and from this basically we can makes the these are just kind of toys only. Okay, for the children's 2 3 year of age children's, we are giving them to make different types of the models, houses, robots, and all these things. Okay, so there also we are using. So this is how it works actually. Okay, so we are manufacturing such kind of things. By the way, like large whatever the 3D printer that we have, it will take a lot of time to manufacturing if you want to manufacture this one complete blocks. But and also like we cannot we can manufacture it one by one, like once we have manufactured this one, now second one, third one, something like that. So we are manufacturing it one by one, and after that we can provide these to the students or the childrens that they will assemble it. Okay, so these kind of things can be possible by the additive manufacturing. Okay, so what is the basic principle overall? These are the parts that we have we can manufacture, or we uh, through which we have understand that what we can actually manufacture through this 3D printing. So what is the basic principle of that? So basic principle, if you will look at, then a shape is shaped look at a shape that is not a single object but sum of total repetitive elements. What is the meaning is that if you will see how it works exactly, then it is like just think about, do not think about that we will manufacture it together. Okay, this is not possible. Okay, so what we have to do, we will manufacture it one by one. Okay, like first we will manufacture it, second, this is third, this is fourth, like that. Okay, we will follow the steps one by one, we will manufacture. Like maybe it will take a lot of time, but whatever the object that you are seeing, this is the object that you are looking for. It is made up through the step by step process. Okay, so if I'm talking about the step by step, then for an example, like if we are talking about the single element, like this is a cup and we are talking about this. So this is like if you want to manufacture these type of the cups of the plastic materials, thermoplastic materials especially. So what we will do is we will manufacture it one by one. So how it we will one by one means layer by layer. First this layer, bottom layer is prepared, then another, then another, then another, like that. Okay. So how it actually we are working. This is one thing is clear from this figure. Okay, that we should not consider it as a single object, but we have to consider it as a repetitive elements. Okay. Another is, this is the first approach. Okay, that was the first approach. Second one is the basic principle of second approaches of this one is if we want to manufacture this type of the cylinder, for an example, this is a hollow cylinder. Okay, so we should consider it like that this is a coins are there. Okay, single or 2 rupees coins we can say. So what we are doing is we are just assembling, like it's not like here we are keeping like this. Okay, we are keeping like this. Please keep in mind over here, one, this is second, this is third, this is four, this is five, this is six, this is seven, this is eight, nine, and 12, like that. Okay, so this is how we are manufacturing, like one by one. So first this coin is formed, then second one, then third one, then fourth one, then fifth, then step by step we are moving. Okay, so this is how actually we have manufactured. So this is the second approach. What is the third approach is? Third approach is like whatever the 2D corollary we have, like in the of hope all of you are aware about these things, and these things are used still in the seal. Okay, whatever the seal that we have to mount, we have to paste over the in the on a wherever, like we have to attest it. Okay, so there we are providing these kind of seals. So opposite to that, we are just punching over the die. Okay, so these are like these are the dots that we are creating beginning in the on the die. Okay, and opposite to that, replica of that. Okay, and that when we'll punch it, it will looks like A, or if A is simple, but B, C, B, D, E, F, these are the complex terminology. So opposite we have to paste it over the die and we will punch it. Okay, so this is also like one by one. This is first, this is like looks like that. Okay, so what we can do is we can match it. Okay, and with respect, with the time, people were aware about, okay, this is the A and this is B, this is C, this is D, like that. Okay, so let's, what exactly I want to say, we want to say here is so what we are doing is uh, okay, like here we are printing this 3D blocks here. Okay, let's first we are creating this geometry. First we are filling this one, first one, second one, third one, fourth one, like that. So what we are doing is, if we are talking example, taking example of this cup, then what we are doing is we will fill it layer by layer. How we will fill it layer by layer? First layer will be like throughout the cross section. Okay, throughout the cross section we have to fill, and second layer will be of some thickness. Okay, so what we have to do, why it will be a some thickness? Because, and bottom there is a complete we have to cover, because it is completely covered. If we'll make the hollow then of this thickness, then it will become a hollow cylinder. But we want to create a cup, so there also, like at the bottom side, we have to create some thickness of the whatever the material that we are using. So first it will create that thickness, and then it will cover only the some kind of thickness at the periphery. Okay, so this is like we are moving. So what is the basic principle? That if we want to create this type of the layer for it, this is this type of the object, 3D object we have to create. So we have created this object into uh, the CAD model. Okay, here we are using the CAD software. Okay, now this CAD software you can use, there are different types of the CAD software like CATIA, okay, like SolidWorks, okay, Creo is there, Creo, Pro E is there. Okay, and like AutoCAD also you can use, because in AutoCAD, 70% 70% that is based on the two dimensional drawing, and 30% is based on the three dimensional. So there also we can do. But whatever the, like in future, if we will discuss about this SolidWorks. Okay, but if you have this Creo software, then that is also like easy, because that is a that is like as a little bit student friendly. Okay, and apart from this also, like Fusion is also available, Fusion software. So if you do not, if you want to like learn these things at your home, then if I am talk about this Fusion, then they are providing, like on the student ID they are providing 1 year free, so like you can install it from there. Okay, or anyone you can install. Okay, so first of all what we are doing is we are creating a CAD model. Okay, now as I said in the beginning, that we can like how we are saving, like if we are creating a document into the Word file. So if you want to save that into the PDF, then we will go just click on the save option, and save is that, then we are converting that into the PDF operation, PDF in the PDF format. So here like I will show you when we will in the next class, when we will use this SolidWorks. Okay, so CAD, we are creating the CAD model, and that we are saving into the STL format. Now, if we talk about this STL format, then it represent the, it will standard triangulated language. Okay, so standard triangulated language. What is the meaning of that? If like okay, let's first talk about this one, that the 3D model object is created. So this is the 3D model we have created into the CAD model. Then we are converting it into the STL format. So if we are converting that into the STL format, then what will happen? That will reduce into this layer by layer format. Okay, that will reduce into the layer by layer. Now this layer can be defined of whatever the thickness that you really needed. Okay, so what will happen actually into that layer? So if we are talking about this layer for an example, now this is the bottom layer, that that has been, first layer is that like this is a cup. Okay, this is the cup. So first layer, this is second layer, this is third, four, five, six, like seven, up to that. So what thickness of a single layer you are taking? Like if this is 10 mm, sorry, this is like for an example, this is 10 centimeter for an example. So how much thickness of the layer you want to define, whether it's 1 centimeter, 0.5 centimeter, 0.2 centimeter, like that. Okay, so we can manage it, and accordingly it will divide that how much total height is there, and accordingly it will design. So what is once it will be divided into the layer format, after that it will be converted into the STL format. STL is standard triangulated language. So what is the meaning of that? That like it will divide that into this small lines. Okay, and if you will see this one, then it will convert that into the small triangles. So here, so these kind of the triangles is formed. Okay, and if you will see this one, then this is also the triangle. This is also the triangle in the beginning. Okay, so these kind of triangles is created in a single layer, and multiple, like if you will talk about in a single layer, then there are thousands of the triangles. Okay, now this triangle is completed, this layer is completed, after that it will move in the second. So this is basically, if you will see the 3D printer, then it will looks like that it is moving in a line only, but actually that is basically drawing the triangle, then another triangle, then another triangle, then another triangle, like that. Okay, similarly if we talk about a circle, then the circle is what, that is basically the infinite lines. It is a combination of infinite lines which is tangent to each other. Okay, so if you will see at a micro level, then this is basically looks like this. Okay, this is single line, this is another one, this is third one, this is fourth, fifth, sixth, 7, 10, sorry, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, something like that. So these are basically the combination of lines. Okay, so similarly here, whatever the layer is formed on the first layer, second layer, third layer, or something like that, so that is basically, if you will see the geometry of that at micro level, it will looks like a triangle is formed. Okay, so how we are working in this, we are creating an object on the CAD model. Okay, so that will be saved into the STL format. After, when you will see the conversion of this STL format, if you, it will looks like that layer by layer is formed. Okay, and how the printing will actually take place, that will be in a triangular form. Okay, so now this is the STL format is converted. Now after that, we, it's not like that this STL format only we are just keeping on the 3D printer. It's not like that. Okay, before that also we are using another software that I will explain you tomorrow in the next class, most probably. Okay, so this is actually we are done. Actually, we are doing it. Okay, so the basic principle is again the same thing, like how we are actually implementing that. Also, I have discussed that this is the filament. Okay, this is the filament. If this is, we are using the single nozzle. So this is the filament. This is pulley, and this is the nozzle. Okay, this is the nozzle. Okay, and nozzle is attached with the heating elements here. Heating, here it is attached with the heating elements. Okay, so heating elements, that whatever the filament is coming from this side. Okay, so this filament is when it is coming inside. Okay, this is the stepper motor or the pulley, we can say, which is basically allowing it, means it is pushing. Okay, it is pushing and pushing to it is pulling from this side and pushing to the nozzle. Okay, so whatever the material that is melted over there, whatever the material that is melted, that will basically push it. So whenever it will push the liquid material, this liquid material will move over the workpiece surface, or we can say flat plate. Okay, so this is like a white color filament, you can say. So from somewhere here we have started, for an example. Okay, so here started, so this is the first layer is formed. Okay, this is first layer is formed. Okay, now this is basically the second layer, third layer, fourth layer, and this is running in the fifth layer. So this is how we are actually creating these 3D models. Okay, now and one more thing is there, like what is the meaning of 3D printing actually is, like if we talk about a single paper, for an example. If we take this two-dimensional, this is the paper. Okay, A4 size sheet, then this is the two-dimensional, because if we'll say, if I will keep like this, then this is X direction, we can say, and this is Y direction. Okay, so this is the X and Y direction. So whenever like we are giving the printing, it is actually printing on this face, either in X direction or Y direction, right? But 3D printing means what? Like this is X direction, this is Y direction, and there is Z direction is also there. So we are using all the dimensions X, Y, and the Z direction. Okay, so that is basically, that's why we are calling it as a 3D printing. Fine. Okay, so here like this is single nozzle. Two nozzles is also available, like 3D printer what we have in our lab, that is two nozzles. Okay, and one of the 3D printer that is created by my students in a final year project, so that is single nozzle. Okay, so why we are using the two nozzles, because sometimes for an example we need the supporting material. For an example, if we talk about this jug, for an example, that jug we have to create. Okay, so this is basically the hand, right? So up to this, for an example, when it will start creating it will start depositing the material layer by layer. Then when this layer will come up to here, please look at here, up to here, when it will come, this nozzle has to create this entity as well. Okay, this entity also it has to create. So when this nozzle will move in this direction, where this material will be deposited, because whatever the material that is coming out, that should be fused immediately. Fused means whatever the liquid material that is coming out from this nozzle, immediately that should become solid or semi-solid, we can say. So when it will become solid, it will be fallen. Okay, because there is no such thing we are providing bottom to that. Okay, so for what we are doing is, we are creating this, we are using the supporting materials. Okay, so this is a blue one, this gray one, you can say this is the actual material, or the actual material from which we have to create the drawing. Okay, drawing. And jug, we can say, or this is basically the supporting material. So up to some height, this supporting material will be filled. Okay, means this supporting material is like we can remove it, just wash it by the soap, and uh, simply clean with the water, or chemical agents we can clean it, and so that can be removed. Okay, and also like this has a very small, very less thick, less strength, so you can just uh, keep it by the hands only. Okay, so but good finishing, we are using the chemicals. So this is just a supporting material that will be deposited in between wherever it is needed, and over that again we are mounting the actual material. Okay, so in case we have to provide hollow parts, we can say hollow cavities we have to provide, we can use this supporting materials or two-way nozzles. Okay, okay, so again visualize it, that how we are manufacturing is like this is a shape of the cup, right? So first we will create this layer, right? Second one, this one, third is this, fourth, fifth, sixth, like that, and along with this also in this direction also we are moving. Okay, if we'll see, this is a bowl, so this bowl is created again a bottom layer, then like that we are moving in one direction. Okay, this is also like a layer kind of things that is created by first it is created by the strings only. Okay, then this is also like you can see that some kind of jewelry that if you want to manufacture. So this is a layer initially we are creating. Okay, and this is kind of things, because this is very uh, complex to manufacture by the hands. Okay, so if we have to give a proper finishing, then we are using this 3D printing technologies. Okay, so let's move to the main processes. Okay, here guys, for the better explaining, I will use some of the figures that is downloaded from the YouTube. So later on I will share that link of these videos as well, because maybe the students, those who have some internet issues, or low internet connectivity, maybe they it will be uh, like lagging will be there. Okay, so no need to worry for that. So first we are starting the sheet lamination. So these are all the additive manufacturing processes, that is sheet lamination. We are also calling it as a laminated object manufacturing. Material extrusion, that is a fused deposition modeling. Wet photo polymerization, that is SLA, that is stereolithography apparatus we are using. Power bed fusion, that is SLS, that is selective laser sintering. Binders jetting, or binder jetting, that is a 3D printing. Okay, material jetting, that is based on the objects, that of how we are creating the objects. And the most important, which is nowadays used to manufacture the means we are using this additive manufacturing into the metals. Okay, to deposit the materials of metals. Okay, to deposit the metals. So that is direct energy deposition. Okay, so first today we are starting with this sheet lamination. Okay, so let's start. Okay, so this is the technique, we are calling it as a laminated object manufacturing. Okay, LOM. So here we have two rollers. Okay, and whatever the basically, as I said that this technique, which is like direct energy deposition, this is only we are through this only we are using the the metals, manufacturing of the metals using the additive manufacturing. But whatever these techniques are there, these are just the basics of the 3D printing. Means like before going to the application part, we have to create some basic. We have to innovate something. We have to invent something. Okay, so this is basically the invention only. Okay, if we want to manufacture like toys, which is especially of the thermoplastic materials, then we can use these type of the techniques. Okay, so these are just the basic techniques which is completely based on the thermoresin plastics or thermoplastics simply. Okay, and like we can say the plastic which has range melting point around 300 degrees centigrade, matlab mine's less than 300 degrees centigrade. So that for that we can use this. Okay, but this is based on the direct energy deposition. So high temperature metals, for metals we are using, it means that we are melting at above 1000 degrees centigrade. Okay, so this is the LOM, that is laminated object manufacturing. So why we are calling it as a laminated object, that I will tell you later on. But here first, what these elements are. So here the two rollers we are using. Okay, so one roller over which basically whatever the filaments that we have or resin sheet we have. So we have this bundle of that. Okay, we are mounting on the laser, and then it is traveling along with this we are providing this support as well. So this is moving. Okay, and this is also moving. So whatever the material that is coming through this side, okay, that will be wrapped over this roller, so it's like that. Okay, so okay, so this is the anvil we are using, or platform we can say. Okay, here we are using the laser source. Okay, this is the part of this laser source only, that in which direction we have to travel this laser. Okay, here we are using the laminated roller. So how this actually the processes work, that whatever the laminated sheet material is there, we are traveling in this direction. So what is happening actually, first it will move up to this. From here it is started, and from here it will move up to this one. So whatever the cross section area, it will be like the thickness or the material width we have taking. So accordingly we are defining this cross section area, because this is the width and this is the length we are taking. Okay, so what we are doing is, here initially we are keeping this platform will be here. Initially this platform is here. Okay, this is the platform. Okay, now over that this binder material is sorry, this sheet is initially we are keeping this sheet. Okay, and this laser is coming from this side. Okay, so please keep in mind why I said that we are using only the materials which has a less than melting point less than 300 degrees centigrade, because as I said that these are just an invention. So this is initially created for the thermoplastic materials only. Okay, so what will happen, that when the laser will impinge over this sheet layer is also defining that what thickness is actually required. So that is also we are taking like 1 mm, 2 mm, or 3 mm, like that. So for an example, this is 1 mm. So what will happen, that laser will come, and laser will deposit over whatever the shape is there, that will be formed by the laser over this sheet. Okay, now let me first explain that once this part is completed, now one layer is completed, that whatever the type of layer is needed. For an example, this is the cone that we have to manufacture through this LOM. Okay, so if you will see, if you will divide this into the layer by layer, then this is the first layer, blue one. Now this will be the second layer. Okay, if we talk about the third layer, then this will be the third layer. Okay, fourth layer, it will be like that. Okay, so first the this layer is deposited. So we are keeping this sheet over here. Okay, once this layer this object is created over this sheet, now we are giving a feed to this to through this roller. So this sheet, this whatever the manufacturer, that material, that scrap material, now is moving in this direction. So that is basically uh, wrapped over this roller. Okay, so if you will see this one or this one, then this is basically blank. Okay, this is not, it's not blank here. Okay, So now one layer is completed. Now is the previous one is come under this that is wrapped over this surface. Now there is a fresh layer. Okay, so again whatever the layer is there, that will be depositing, that will be the laser is cutting basically that sheet as per the requirement, whatever the diameter, whatever the thickness is needed, that is formed. Now once it is formed, now this is again we are feeding it in this direction. So again the scrap material is wrapped over this roller and new material, fresh material will be here. Okay, so now again, now the diameter has been reduced, so this will be formed like this. The edge will be formed is platform initially was here. This was the platform initially. Okay, now first layer is formed. After that this layer is moving towards the downside. Okay, whatever the 1 mm layer of this thickness is there, so 1 mm it is moving downside. Now when this red color is formed, now again it is, once it is completed, 1 mm it is moving down. Black color is formed, again 1 mm is, it is moving down. Green color is done, again it is moving 1 mm down. So this is how like a model is manufactured. This cone we are manufacturing over the platform by using this thermoplastic material. Okay, so this is basically the laminated object manufacturing. Here one thing, one question you can ask, that how this laser is moving, or how this laser is covering this this diameter, this diameter, this diameter, this diameter. Now the diameter is changing. Okay, for that only I told you that whatever these techniques are there, additive manufacturing techniques, these are completely based on the 3D printing. Okay, now 3D printing is what we are doing. First of all, the step one, we are creating the CAD file, and that CAD file is converted in saved into the STL format. Okay, now this, as per this, from this STL format only we are using, we are giving the command in the terms of G and M codes. Okay, by using the softwares of the 3D printers that we have, then only we are pasting, or we are approaching to the 3D printers, or the whatever the technologies that we have. Like here we are talking about the fuse laminated object manufacturing. So the we are giving the command to this laser, or the nozzle we can say, in which, through which the nozzle laser is coming. So we are giving the command to this laser head we can say. So that is moving accordingly. Okay, so this is how we can manufacture. So exactly, if you will see that what we have manufactured here, it will looks like this one. So initially this is like the cutters we have. Okay, this is the, it will basically cut these squares as well, along with the whatever the equipment that we have to manufacture. So this is actually the element that we have produced. Okay, so this is basically we have produced through the step by step. Okay, so this is the, this is just a scrap material that has we are just taking it out from the object is done. So these type of the material, like this is the crankshaft we can say. Okay, sorry, yeah, uh, camshaft basically. This is the camshaft. This is boiler's head. Okay, that is we can manufacture. This is a, what is the special specialty of this one, that this joint, if we will manufacture through the normal conventional or non-conventional machining operations, then one of them we have to keep as a rubber. Because if we have to insert this one inside this one, because both are sphere only. Okay, so if both are solid, then it cannot be inserted inside, right? So what we have to do is, this is the small sphere and this is a big sphere. So if we want to insert this small sphere inside, then if we are generally manufactured through the conventional machining operations, then either we have to keep this small cylinder as a hollow plastic. Okay, so that can be inserted inside the bigger cylinder, bigger sphere. Or we have to if we are using this solid, then we have to use this as a plastic, right? So that this solid can be inserted inside this plastic very easily. So this is the process. And if we have to keep both as a solid, if we have to create both as a solid, then we can use the additive manufacturing. Fine. Okay, so for this we have I have one of the video. So guys, after this I will stop. Okay, because you have the guys, please let me know this video is visible to you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Here guys, I'm just explaining this along with this video. So I will play it again, don't worry. Okay, so here so here guys, this is the laser basically. Okay, this is the laser head, and this is basically the roller. Okay, this roller is basically it's just laminating once this sheet is moving in this direction. And if you will see here, then this is the blocks is basically formed over here. Okay, this throughout this over the sheet, it is the shape is formed, the two-dimensional shape is formed, and after that it will move down once it will be completed, and new layer will come over here, and again this roller will move in this direction, and that will be laminating. Okay, and then again this laser is moving accordingly. Okay. So now here you can see that once that shape is formed, after that it has been moved it has been moved in that direction. Okay, means that is laminated over the wrapped over the other roller. Okay. Actually, it is making this boxes small size of squares. The reason is like at the end when we have to remove this amount of the material, we can easily remove. Okay, so that's why it is basically making the squares, small squares. Now this is we are taking the object out, and this is how like square sections that is created by this nozzle. So now we are keeping it's easy to remove the object that what we have to create. So this is not the final object. It's here. It's still it's removing that one. So this is the final object. Okay. So this if we have to create this type of the objects, then we can use 3D print this laminated object manufacturing. Okay. Okay, guys. So these rest of the techniques that we will discuss in the next lecture. Okay. Okay, guys. So let just